Hello everyone, this is Karen of Tea with Karen, and I've got here today, I'm going to show you a little bit more about my fortune teller teacups. This here is just one of them that's actually listed in the Etsy store, and these actually have 32 symbols inside the cups. All of these are scratch proof, bake proof. I've tried them with the knife, dish scourers and so on. You can put the cups in the dishwasher, however a lot of the cups they say they're preferred not to, because a lot of them have a gold edge on them, and it's not that anything with your symbols is going to be a problem. It'll be like any cup, and that goes for any china you have. So if you've got any precious gifts there from any of your past relatives and that, try not to put any gold edged or silver edged crockery in a dishwasher. So half the battle is getting the right amount of tea in your fortune teller teacups. Yes, you can pour tea straight from a pot. If it's got a strainer in it, you'll have to take the lid out, dig out some of the wet leaves and put them in your cup. But quite often it's easier to just put tea directly in the cup. Now see how little that is? Now that is just a straight black Assam tea, and you'd be lucky if I had 1/4 teaspoon of tea in there. You can also tear open a tea bag and pop your 1/4 teaspoon again in there, and that's the only amount of tea you would need. Now, I'll just put some water in that one in case I need to do 2 demos. I'm only just putting a little bit because I want to see the waters swell. So here is one where the tea has sat for a few minutes, and you can see it's the exact same tea, but look at the difference once it's sat. They're just new with hot water. That one sat for a couple of minutes, and that's the difference when you have a loose leaf tea. A lot of the tea bags you'll find will be quite dusty and they can give more muddier readings. But these teacups, this is the beauty of having a fortune teller teacup. All your symbols are actually in the cup. So we read these with what the actual tea blobs land on what symbol. Now this is a lovely red spot one. I've got another one here. These I've got actually listed in the Etsy store as a second, and there's nothing wrong with the actual cups. It's just that I noticed in some of them there was like a slight shadow in the saucer in different spots. Like I said, hardly visible. That one there, I'll just bring it up. It's got a tiny little dot. Hardly visible to the eye. So there are some seconds in the Etsy store. Most are perfects. There's only like 4 of these actual red and white spot ones. Everything else are 110% perfect. So it's just that these ones, I wasn't happy with the batch. So lots and lots of people are having, your swish, swish, swish. The best way is actually rotate and turn, and then set your cup down, come back to it when it's drained really nicely. I often have it is you tap 3 times. It's like knocking on the front door of can I come in. So after that little bit of drain time, pick up your cup and then have a look what the tea lands on. You don't actually look at the tea symbols as such. We're looking at the symbols the tea lands on. So we've got a bit of tea on the mountain here, tiny little bit here on the rose, a little bit on the ant, a little bit on the clover, a little bit on the ring, and we've got a lot of bits there. Now the more tea on there, I would say the more emphasis on the actual symbol. So if we can't see the symbol, get a spoon or a knit needle, a skewer. There we've got the scythe, we've also got the moon, and we've got the house. So there was very heavy symbols on those. So then you go to your little booklet that comes with these, write down what symbols it lands on and what is a heavier weight as opposed to lighter weight tea on it. and then you do your reading. And you can do these like a cup per day each morning. You could have it with a particular question in mind. Like if I was looking at this and I was going to employment when I used to work in corporate world, I would say, how is my work day going to be? I would look at moon, scythe and house, would tell me maybe I need to put a few more boundaries in place, because there you've got something cutting and you've got the moon, which would tell me I may not feel too good about things that are happening in the workplace. House here I would look at as 4 walls, trying to put in a few boundaries. The ring here would tell me stay focused and driven and committed to what I do. A little bit of tea on the clover would tell me things will be quite okay, but I do need to work extra hard with the insect. So that is actually how you read and use a fortune teller teacup. So, like I said, there is only 4 red and white spot ones. They are the seconds. Now here, this one has sat long enough, so see how much it grows. I'm just going to tip the excess there. We are going right down to probably only about a teaspoon of water. Same thing, we can swirl, but the best way is actually roll and tip. So let's have a look and see what this one has. And every one of these teacups, all the symbols are the same, but you'll never get two alike of where they land. So position is actually unimportant. It's the symbols that we are reading. So it's an easy way to do simple daily forecast and so on. So let's have a look at what this cup has. See how they're scattered? Now see in this one, we had up near the handle, we had house and scythe and moon. When this one up near the handle, we've got bird and lily and lady and cloud and so on. So you can see the positionings are all different. That adds to uniqueness, and every cup will be one of a kind. So here we've got some tea on near the sun, a little bit on the money tree, a little bit on the baby rattle, bit not quite touching the bird, so he wouldn't count, tiny little bit touching the fish, and then you've got all the business in the bottom. So you move your tea out the way so you can see your symbols, and away you read. So there you have it. I do hope you enjoy these fortune teller teacups, and they are a wonderful present for someone. So if you're looking for something different and really unique for Christmas, get online to my Etsy store right now. Thanks for listening.